Hi, I'm Tara Collins, and I'm a teacher here at Hardin Central Elementary in Kenton. And I've been teaching in the Kenton City Schools for 20 years now. This is my 20th year. I've taught at Westview, East Crest, Northwood, and now Hardin Central, so I have been around the district for a while. I attended Hardin Central as a child in the 1970s, and my father attended Hardin Central in the 1950s. A lot of people don't have the opportunity to get into our building, so we wanted to give you a little bit of a tour of the things we're concerned about here. The West Wing was built in 1940, and the East Wing was built in the 1950s, early 1950s. As you're about to see, both ends of the buildings are antiquated and inefficient for the needs of our students. Standing at the main hall at Hardin Central, to my left is the cot where kids who are sick have to lie. You can imagine how much traffic goes by this area. Straight ahead of me is a table where volunteers and school staff, occupational therapists, physical therapists have to work. We're at the base of a stairwell. We have the teacher's copier workroom right behind me, so there's a lot of traffic in this area, as well as the kids who are sick and the workers trying to have a quiet place to work. We also have some issues with standing water at the front door and leaking in this front hall. There's been leaks in the entrance to the gym, which is to my left this way, and some of the leaks have been running over the conduit that has electrical wiring in it. Right now I'm standing at the west end of the building on the first floor, and this is an intersection, actually a busy intersection in our building. It is not uncommon for us to have 3 different classes coming up or down this hall, heading up and down stairs. Our library is just down the stairs to my right. We have a restroom straight across the hall. There is a table where volunteers, assistants, and teachers are working with kids, and directly behind me is a second grade classroom. You can imagine the distractions and the congestion in this area. In our library, which is housed in the basement, we struggle with inadequate wiring for technology. The room is located next to the boiler room, which obviously causes distracting noises and environmental concerns. If you could smell the air in this room, you would find it to be musty and reflective of the age of the building. If we compare this room to libraries and neighboring districts, this room is definitely dated and not designed to meet the needs of our students. A lot of staff and children, as well as volunteers, can be found working in the halls at Hardin Central at any given time. This is due to the lack of space in our classrooms. The result is obviously an overcrowded hall. There are a lot of distractions as classes are traveling down the hall. The lighting is dim. There's no outlet to plug in a lamp, a fan, or any form of technology. These hallways are hot in the warm weather with no circulation, cold enough in cold weather that people working in the halls have routinely been known to wear coats and gloves. Throughout the building, you'll find places where the walls are crumbling. Typically, it's near a window where the plaster has gotten wet. The maintenance crew continues to try to patch this, but due to the age of the building and the continuous moisture, it's a battle they're not able to keep up with. A lot of our windows are aged to the point where we have to tie strings to them to be able to pull them back in. The wind pulls them out. Here in our boys' restroom, the boys have to come in and close this swinging gate It is not only loud and distracting to people working in the hall or in rooms next door, it's also unsafe with these hinges on the edge. In this room, there is only one sink for 4 classrooms of boys, 3 stalls, and 3 urinals. The equipment is outdated and requires a lot of maintenance. Many of the classrooms at Hardin Central are entirely too small, especially when you consider children with special needs. This results in crowding, injuries, tension, and less effective instruction. The lockers and coat closets are in the classrooms. This results in a loss of precious wall space for instructional displays. The lockers frequently get stuck shut and have sharp edges. Here, Mrs. McEntee teaches music in the music room that was originally designed as a locker room. The reading intervention room is housed in a former locker room similar to the music room. Struggles here include handicap accessibility, noise from the gym above, lighting, and ventilation. Hardin Central has a stage, however, we're not able to host performances easily due to handicap inaccessibility. Just as tables are being wiped down from lunch, students are entering the cafeteria for art class. The art teacher, who travels to several buildings, makes the best possible use of this space. With the playground positioned close to the building, a lot of the noise carries into the classroom. And beyond the playset, there is very little other equipment. Our playground has no separate age-specific areas, so it's challenging to schedule recess without overcrowding. Since children are playing on the playground only feet away from students' desks and classrooms, with windows being the only climate control we have, focusing on instruction is a challenge for Kenton students. The blowing dust and debris cause undue wear and tear on technology and equipment as well. If you've ever visited Hardin Central, you are aware that handicap inaccessibility limits the use of this building. Music, library, phys ed, art, lunch, and 4 grade levels, and even playground access require the use of stairs. A new facility would be fully ADA compliant and accessible for all members of our community. Hardin Central is a beautiful and historic building which provides fond memories for many generations in this community. However, repair of regular maintenance issues exhausts the staff, teachers, and taxpayer funds. Rooms have been repurposed for the good of students, but poor lighting, regular flooding, extreme classroom temperatures, and crowded learning areas no longer provide our students with the best educational experience possible. Thank you for taking time to take a virtual tour of Hardin Central. If you'd like to take a tour in person, please call the office. We would appreciate your yes vote on November 8th.